Hi there, my name is Mark Clifton, and I'm delighted that you're spending some time with me today. I've got a question for you, and that is really, are you being the best dad that you can be? And I say dad because some of you may also be mums who are watching this, and that's also, fine too. But obviously, I'm a dad, so I'm talking from my own perspective. And that is, are you giving your child, your son, daughter, or both, your attention? Now, this is a simple question and probably quite a general one, but has it ever crossed your mind that maybe you are in your head a little bit too often? You've got many things to deal with, many responsibilities, things you've got to get organized, work you're doing or lack of work, but basically you're just in here. And another an issue that is worthy of a thought is how we were and what we actually went through when we were growing up. How was your childhood? This is kind of a deep question, I know, but this is an issue that I've been dealing with for a long time, and facing myself primarily as a child that grew up in what I would call an unresponsive family background, meaning parents that weren't particularly involved, weren't particularly committed, weren't particularly there for me, indifference, kind of there but not there. And this has a real impact on your own emotion, your own feeling of worth, your self-esteem, your confidence, belief. And my angle in all of this is that I have been growing up with this for years, and mixed messages, inconsistencies, indifference, and these things play on your emotions. I had a strong desire, strong interest in creativity, in music, in writing, in expression, and mostly this was ignored. And what it does is it just makes you feel that what you're doing is to deaf ears, is to people that just aren't interested. And it can mute out your own passion, your own sound. Some people obviously respond and become louder, others just go into their shell. I think I went into my shell. So consequently, I lived a lot of my time up in my head, and I wasn't releasing my energies, my emotions. It was all being channeled into my imagination, into my head, and not coming out at all. And this is an issue. This is an issue. So when you are thinking about being with your children, it's really important to plug and channel into their needs on their level. I learned this over time, and when I became a dad quite a few years ago, my focus was one of just disbelief, because I'd spent a lot of time pushing people away from me because I didn't feel not worthy, but I didn't feel I had anything to give, because I felt muted. And when, after many years of pushing people away, a daughter was presented to me, I had this sudden jolt in my system, and I made a vow to myself that I would do everything in my power not to behave in the same way as my parents had. And this is really, an important thing to be aware of, that we are really integral in the behavior, in the values, in the outlook of children. So one of the things that I did later in life is I created books and stories with and for my daughter, because she really related to stories and she enjoyed them. She enjoyed the idea of creating stories rather than just reading them, but creating them. And it gave us this kind of bonding experience and a way that we could share ideas and connect. And now, because of this, we have a children's book series that we've both written and we're both connected to forevermore. It's a kind of legacy thing, and I think it's very valuable. And this is one of the tools that I've used to bond with her and that I like to share with others. So I'm hoping that this is helpful or interesting, and maybe give you some insights into how you can also develop a relationship. But the most important thing is, one, to be aware of the situation and to try and reconnect with who you are inside. Be that person that you really are, in order to feel genuine, to feel, alive, and to then channel that through into your relationship with your loved one, your child, your relation, the person you have a relationship with. But I'm really focusing on children here, particularly ones that have so much to share and feel that they're being, disregarded or not being focused on enough. And certainly right now we have this challenge of the pandemic. I find myself now, ironically, living with the very people that I ran away from, my own parents, and separated from my own daughter who's in another country, because I came here to visit my parents as they're elderly. And now I've been separated from my own child, my own daughter, for 15 months. All being well, I should be able to join her in a couple of weeks, but it's been a long haul. So again, distance, not being around. Suddenly she's or he is feeling disregarded again. So these are issues that we're all facing, and challenges that are ongoing. But I just wanted to reach out in this live video for those of you who are parents and maybe need to reassess how you're engaging with them at these challenging times. Try and snap out of the comfort zone and be with them in some shape or form. Now, I have some programs that I've created based on my own experiences that I use as a kind of guided structure to help parents or dads, because I'm a dad, focus on getting back into their own essence, into their own, what I call inner hero, which is being really your authentic person. What is it that you're really about? Getting you back on track with who you are, so that you will be, back to your authentic nature, and therefore back to your strength, back to what you're really about. And as a result of that, you will become much more clear, have much stronger purpose and direction that you're going in. And as a result of that, be a much better person, a more attentive person to be around, and therefore, connecting between the connections there between you as an adult, as a parent, and of course the connection on your terms with your child, on their terms, together. And the relationship is bonded, is reconnected again. So that's what we're aiming for. If that sounds kind of interesting, please just drop a message in the chat, like the video, subscribe, we have more of them coming, and reach out through my contact points. And I'd love to share some information with you. Nice speaking with you, and I will do another video again soon. Bye.